I like even. Okay, we're back. We got booted. I don't know. Perhaps tonight's a popular night for streaming. I don't know. Okay, so we were talking about what it looks like when a couple comes to you for counseling in regards to like egg donation, sperm donation, maybe embryo donation, that kind of thing.
Yep. And so that ends up being more of an evaluation.
Okay.
Unless they aren't on the same page with it, unless they're still very much struggling and they're maybe being a little bit kind of being ahead of themselves a little bit on moving forward with the process, then maybe I have to say, okay, you guys, like, you might have to do a little more work on this, maybe individually, to get where you need to be before you're comfortable moving forward and before I'm comfortable, saying, yeah, I think that they're ready to do this too, because I have to give my okay for that as well. And so just talking through, like I said, about the process of how we got to where we are now. Are we really comfortable with this? Have we done some work to kind of grieve that loss of um, that biological relation? Are we telling people about it? Sometimes people are, oh yeah, we've told everybody, and other people are keeping it a secret. Well, okay, so then, or if we're only telling certain people, then is there a point where
You're kind of muffled, Patty. Sorry. You're like, there. Okay, thank you. Try talking now.
So
There.
if people are trying to keep it a secret, but they're telling some people, then you only have so much control over how some of that information gets out. And so we kind of have to talk through a variety of those different things about how they're going to handle that.
Right. That makes sense. So we kind of have three different online or Facebook, I should say, support groups. Our virtual support group that we do, like Monday at 7, is for anybody, no matter what stage, past, present. Don't know where you're at with it. But we do have three Facebook groups, and I kind of want to highlight them because there's one group that we added, and it was because people had found our organization, came forward, and there was a need for this. So I want to say, if we don't have a group for you and you're watching or you watch this and you're like, hey, would you include, this as a support group? Yes, we will. Come forward. One of them is for those that aren't able to carry their own children in general, and or they, because of medical, surgical, whatever reason it may be, they're unable to have kids and they just will never have kids. So can you touch on what that might look like a little bit to kind of just walk people through? If someone's watching, they know somebody that's going through that, like how could they maybe support them a little bit, or just tips that you would have for somebody that's going through that?
Well, I think I think with all of this, no matter beginning, middle, and, and varying degrees in between, there's losses. There's a lot of losses involved with infertility. We have the loss of our body not being able to do what we thought it would do, or the expectations that we have from when we're really little about being a mom or being a dad, and kind of how that's going to look. We play with our dolls and we imagine how it's going to be when we're a mom. Or for little boys, they might think about how they're going to coach their son's baseball team or take their kids fishing or something like that. And so if those things aren't happening the way that we thought they would, we, like I said, we have that little plan of, I'm going to, check the box to move along, of building a family. And most of us didn't expect that we were going to have issues, and so it was something that caught us off guard, to find out that we aren't just going to be able to say, well, I think I'm going to get pregnant this time of year because it would be really nice to have a baby
After so and so's wedding, or after this vacation, or right. Yeah.
And so there's not that control there that we thought there would be. We think that we have a choice in how that all goes. And so we kind of have to grieve that loss of things being out of our control when it comes to that. Just that whole narrative that we have planned out of how life is going to look, we've got to be able to grieve that and kind of reformulate what that might look like. And so if people are trying to support people by just being kind of flippant about it, like, oh, it's no big deal, it'll be fine, you'll get blah, 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 whatever, that's not being supportive, that's not helping. And so I think that people mean well, but they really have to consider that stuff, that's not the things we want to hear. If people have a faith, they maybe believe that it'll work out in God's time, or that there is a reason for whatever's happening, but generally they don't want to hear that from other people.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear people say, well, God's got a plan, or it's all in God's time.
It worked for my friend if they did this, like those
just
things.
Relax.
Yeah, just relax.
Go on vacation. Like, my cycle being the way it was and having PCOS, I wasn't ovulating. So that is a necessary ingredient. If you don't know, you have to ovulate to release an egg to be fertilized, right? So if a person isn't ovulating, there's no amount of relaxing that's just gonna magically let that happen. There's gonna probably have to be some other steps that take place. And so, the helpful comments, just, we got to think about where that's coming from and how that might be received. And sometimes we just need to say, I'm sorry, I have no idea what to say. I am so sorry for what you're going through. How can I help? Or do you just want to, go out and talk about something that has nothing to do with babies, or, whatever the case may be. We got to get a little creative now because we can't go out for coffee or a glass of wine. And so
let's jump on a Zoom or something.
Right.
Or another one, we had a comment that says there's always adoption. It's the most frustrating and comforting response I've ever heard. I'm not against adoption at all. I'm just saying people don't get it. And I think that's true too. Like, we all know there's adoption. Right. We also are biologically inclined and to want our own children too. And just because, doesn't matter what stage we're in, doesn't mean that we don't deserve or want to try to have our own biological children too, if there's chance at that.
And adoption's not easy, and it's not cheap, and
it's
there's
expensive.
No guarantee with it. So
yes,
I mean, it's not like it's this super easy alternative, like, oh, this has all been hard for you, maybe you should just go the adoption route and go pick up your baby. Like, it's not like they're Cabbage Patch Kids that are out in a field just waiting to be picked.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I have never heard that. I like that. Like, I would love that field. Like, right? Where's that?
Yes.
I'll take
some, but like babies that just want to come home with you.
But... yeah. And too, like she said, again, most of the time I just need to vent and someone to listen. And we're not looking for tips or fix-its or get your hammer out. How do we fix this? Like, just listen. Something I like to point out along the lines of this discussion is infertility is the fourth leading trauma cause for women, and it's equivalent to losing their parents. So it's a loss. Like you said, I want to highlight that it is a loss. And 61% of women do not tell their friends or family they're going through it. So those statistics really got me we're still sitting here in silence because and we're going through this alone, and why, and let's at least come together as a group that, we understand the most what you're going through, and to find support within one another as we're going through that.
Yeah, we didn't ask for this. We didn't cause this. It's not anybody's fault. These things happen. And so to not feel like we can't share it because we are ashamed or whatever, even though it is a difficult thing. And none of us would want that to be our story if we could choose that. But for me, good came out of it because I was able to start the group, and I know I've been able to offer support to people. I've been able to offer this as a way of helping people through my profession too, even though that's not the majority of what I do, that it can still be something that I offer is a positive. And so I think, good can come out of these really tough, traumatic things too. But I think, yeah, that reality that this can very much be experienced as a trauma, I mean, we can't minimize that and act like this is no big deal and we'll just shake it off and move forward with life. We have to be addressing it. And for some, maybe that doesn't mean they have to go to counseling, but maybe at the very least they need a support group. Or are you journaling so that you're able to openly express your thoughts and feelings somewhere safely, that it's not just minimizing everything and acting as if everything's okay, because it's not. And
Right.
it's okay that it's not.
Right. Yeah. And I think, yeah, I just wish I could, like, I hate even to say I want to hug people now, but dang it, I want to hug people and just be like, it's okay, we're here for you, you're not alone. And that's partially like Everlasting Hope's focus too, is there is a need, like I've shared this with you before, how I was connecting people on Instagram and Facebook, and it's like, I just wanted to go have a coffee with somebody locally that I knew. And as I was very, you would not know this, but I was very silent in the beginning too, and not sharing with anybody. And I was going through this. Come to find out, my secretary is going through it, and we work in an office of 6 people. So it's once you open up a little bit too, just a little bit. You don't have to do it a lot, and at your own pace, at your own time,
Right.
you will find people that you never, because they maybe didn't share it either with you, and then maybe they didn't open up. And it's like, hey, I went through that too, and it's, you have this instant connection with somebody that, even if it's one person.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, Patty, you think we should share on this? I think we could go on for hours about
Right.
this.
But I think we also did cover quite a bit of the things that we wanted to talk about too. So I think
So come to our
people,
support group.
Yeah. Right. Know that there's support out there and come and be a part of it. It's not a scary thing, I promise.
Yeah, no, it's usually like fun and laid back, and it's not this tense thing or scary thing, and things just flow and it feels good, and there's tears sometimes, and that's okay. And I want to add too, if anybody has suggestions, perhaps the times or dates we don't have are, right, we try to just pick a time and go with it. So if a weekend works better, just let us know. We're open. Like I said, Natalie and Patty are amazing volunteers for us, so we can kind of work around things too. But join our Facebook support groups. We have one also for those who have went through infertility and now are pregnant, because that's a whole other topic I think we could talk on too about.
Definitely.
It's not like
the curse of infertility that continues.
Like, you're like scared and worried, and there's fear, and you want to be excited, and you have a little bit of excitement. So there's always that too. And we do have a support group that is for those in that stage as well. Oh, so okay, share information about support. You know what? I will, Jack. I'll put it in the comments section too. But the support group, the next support group we have will be Monday, April 27th at 7 p.m. The link is on our website under resources, and it's Everlasting Hope Community. But I'll share it as well. We share it within our Facebook support groups. I mean, I'm all mixed up. Like the virtual support groups, Facebook support groups, the support group in person. Oh yeah, we all are, Jenny. I totally, like, she's saying, I am that typical North Dakotan that always says I'm fine, I'll get past this. I think it's like in our blood. Like, hey, you live in North Dakota, check here. You're tough and can get through anything alone. Like,
right, like,
don't talk
okay,
about it.
yeah, we get it, you're tough. This still isn't going to take away from you being tough. Like, come anyway, and just
Yeah.
Or maybe just think of it as like, I'm tough, so I'm going to come and help somebody else that's going through this. And
I like that.
You can be another person that's there to offer support.
Yes.
And maybe you just might get a little support while you're there too.
Yes, yeah, exactly. You'll be surprised. And there is also under our resource section, we have a support group section, and we share support groups around the state as well. So if anybody knows of any that we've missed, but we have so those that have went through miscarriage or infant loss, there is one located in Fargo, Hopeful Hearts Project. There's one in Dickinson, I believe, Tears Foundation. So we do share support groups for, those, because oftentimes, not often, but at times there's people who went through infertility and often go through infant loss. Obviously miscarriage is super common with this road. So we do have other support groups for that. Patty's Resolve support group, which is in person, is on hold right now because of stuff shall not name. Uh, we're going to use that time online through Everlasting Hope. So we'll give Patty, if she wants to use that, and all those who are going to her Resolve group, we'll just set up a meeting spot online. But there's a group in Fargo that meets as well. They're not through Resolve, but you can go on our website under resources. We try to host them. Williston has one, they stopped it, started it again, I believe. So we're trying to share resources throughout the state. And if we have missed any, please let us know. So anyhow, thank you, Patty. Thank you, Natalie. She couldn't be here, but Natalie's a huge part of what we do with Prairie Land Counseling. Patty is at Nuvation Health, right, in Bismarck? Services, yep. Everyone's doing telehealth right now, so you can still access them. And
we're still taking new appointments too. I mean, even though I know that for a lot of us, we kind of feel like, oh, this is weird maybe to do this, but it's in this video chat setting like this. So we still see each other and can do it that way. So yeah, if anybody is, looking to get into counseling, don't feel like you have to wait until some of these restrictions are lifted. We can get started with stuff now, and then once we're able to meet face to face again, then we just get going into that. So
yep, exactly. You're not alone. We are all here for you. The time is when you're ready for it, but just know that we are always here for you. So thank you again, Patty.
Thanks, Tara.
If you guys have any other questions, you can just let us know, private message us. We'll get them to Patty or help answer them too. So thank you again.
Bye.
Bye.